All right, it's time for another show, the Sort of Okay show about horses with Buck and Kyle. I'm Kyle, and up above me or to the left of me is Buck. We're coming to you high tech. There you are. Me from Florida and Buck from Montana, where we're going to discuss the event you're out there for. How are things looking, buddy?
Yeah, good. I'm very excited about my two rides. Everything looks great out here. The course is getting irrigated and watered like crazy. The sun is shining, and it looks like they haven't had a lot of rain in Montana, but the course should be. I know they have the irrigation systems, and the course looks beautiful. So, hopefully it'll be a good weekend.
Yeah, the one thing there is they do such a great job making the event as premium as possible, and I enjoyed my time when I went out there, and I actually grew up about 5 hours north of there, but it is a beautiful area, and they do a great job, and I think next year and the year after it should start to get bigger and bigger turnout, so they'll be fun. So shall we go? Sorry?
I hope so.
Yeah. So shall we go through the list of horses, and then we could do a little side bet on this one, don't you think? Been a while.
Why not? It's been a while since you've worn that hat, so I'm due for. I can't seem to be winning on the horses right now, so maybe I can win a bet with you. That would be good.
Yeah. Well, the way your history is with me, I don't think that's going to happen much either. But so. The first one on the list would be James Allison on Parker. Obviously, the horse is super experienced in the eventings. Done many 4 stars. Not quite the flash on the flat, but you'd expect it to come around and do a good performance. But I'd be shocked if it was in the top 3, 4.
Yeah, it's it doesn't look. James does an awesome job with it. It doesn't look terribly easy to ride or even terribly fun for that matter. But Rebecca Farm, in the times I've been here, the show jumping is everything. And Parker is a good show jumper. Last year it did knock a bunch down here, but everybody knocked a bunch down. And so hopefully, maybe hopefully the show jumping will be a little bit nicer this year. It was a little bit, there was carnage, really, and nobody wants to see that. And that horse typically jumps a very, very good round, and had a bunch down last year, but I think that maybe was a one-off. And James, whatever, so I think whatever he gets in the dressage is what he's going to get. Top 3, but top 5, yes, would be my guess.
Yeah. Then we've got Holly Bennett on her new horse, Jolly Boo, which you know quite well, obviously, or Jolly Bo.
Jolly Bo would be whatever. with all your intellect here, Jolly Boo. But no, it's Jolly Bo, and luckily Holly's had like a month to have it since I last rode it in an event, so hopefully it's all trained up again. But it's a lovely little mare. Justine did a great job getting it ready and trained up, and it knows how to do everything, and it does everything very well. Holly's only had it for I think a month or 6 weeks, but I was able to step on it and ride it around. So if I can do it, probably anybody can. And since I've known Holly for a long time, I figured that she could do it. And she's started off great. She won her first event, and then she's won her second event. And so this is her third one. And, they say things happen in 3, so maybe she'll win this one.
Maybe. And the thing with Holly is she's been sitting on the sidelines for the last little bit, and she really, she is excited to be back there. I talked to her about this horse right after she bought it. Just to call her and sort of congratulate her on it. And she does. That is a really nice horse, and it's such a good show jumper. And like you said, the show jumping is influential there. It'll be they could be a real dark horse there. because it's hard to know where she'll be able to take it. Hannah Sue has got 2 horses there, Cooley Dream and Under Suspicion. I love the Cooley Dream horse. It's a little bit younger, but I think it's a great venue for it. And I would suspect it should be, I mean, my feeling is that would be a top 3 horse.
Yeah, your reading today has not been very good. It's Under Suspicion.
Oh, sorry, it was cut off on my screen. All right.
Yeah, sure. All those PhDs and doctors you have are really showing themselves today.
They're really showing up. Yeah.
Cooley Dream is a beautiful, beautiful horse. He's changed so much in his body since she's had him. He looked like sort of a pony when she first got him, and now he looks like a real horse. She's it's one of those deals that it could be the winner, and it could maybe be a little green too. He's good on the first day. He's very good on the last day, and he's still getting educated on the second day. He's going well. She had a little bit of trouble at the thing in Wellington, and then she had a little bit of trouble last week at Great Meadows. But if there's a competitor in this field, Hannah's it, and I think she'll rise to the occasion like she always does, like she did last week in Aachen, and it's a very, very exciting young horse for the future, and give it its first go out here. It should be exciting.
Yeah. It is certainly a horse that America is probably going to see a lot of in the future. And I think this is, like I said, I think this is a good venue for it for its first 3-star. I don't know the other horse that well. Obviously, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, apparently.
It's Under Suspicion is a new horse to Hannah. Sharon White rode it and took it up to the 3-star level. It was bought in Germany through Dirk Schroeder. It's a lovely mare. It's good in the dressage. It's a wicked good jumper. It's Sharon says it's wicked easy to ride, and Hannah's done really well with it. Again, the show jumping is so influential here that this one could be a player this weekend.
Right. All right. Do you know Anna Collier's horse, Gleaming Road?
It's a really pretty chestnut horse, if I'm not mistaken. He's been a little bit maybe inconsistent, maybe just sort of missed at the top placings, but has been successful here on the West Coast. And I don't know that she can quite catch maybe Hannah or some of the other ones, but it's a nice horse and she's a good rider.
And then we've got you on 2, so we might as well just skip that because we know they won't be playing at all. You might be able to break the top 15.
You think? Can you read their names?
I've got one, Copper Beach.
Exactly.
And that one, obviously, that one, right. You won Bromont on that one a couple of years ago, didn't you? Was it last year?
No. That's wrong. No, I did win. Yes, I actually did win Bromont, but that was the 1-star.
There we go. That was it a couple of years ago. That's the best we can hope out of you.
Exactly. It did win the 3-star at Jersey a few years after that. He went to Kentucky this spring, and it was at the end of the day, and I didn't know if he was a 4-star horse really. And with all the mud, I sort of took him quietly, but he's been better and stronger and more relaxed. I mean, he's run twice. He was very good last week in Great Meadows, and he's come out here and he's training fantastic, and I'm really, really excited about him. And he's 10 now, and so he's sort of reaching the prime, and I'm excited about him, and I know him really well. So I have high hopes for Sean, and Approved Power is a lovely young horse that's a Canadian thoroughbred that I got from my friend Aaron Vale, and Indy is He's very easy to ride. He's maybe not the biggest mover, but he's very steady. He does everything correctly. He makes a nice shape, and he's very, very, very easy to ride in all three phases. And he jumps great. He's fast, and he's a joy to ride and to be around. So I'm lucky to have two really nice horses in this class.
Yeah. And then Ellen Doherty on Sir Oberon. That horse has had some incredible form over the years. He fell off for a little bit there. He would be hard pressed to. You'd be hard pressed to think he wouldn't break into the top three, I would say.
Yeah, when I saw, Ellen is a great rider. She kind of did her own thing, and then she stepped up and went very, very well at Bear Hill, and all of a sudden got all the attention, and then the whole program changed, and it didn't change for the better. It's nobody's fault. Just sometimes things happen, but he really hasn't shown that same form, and I think he's had little niggling injuries and things that are not a big deal, but it's a beautiful horse, and she rides it great. She loves him, and for her to get back to that top three place would be great, and hopefully she'll have the competition that she's dreamed of, and back on form like she was at Fair Hill a few years ago.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it is sort of funny is someone comes in like that. She'd done her own thing. She had a great relationship with the horse, and the relationship is so important. And then everybody wants a piece of it, and everybody wants to be involved in it. They want to be the person that educates her to understand why, how she needs to do it better. And sometimes all of that input gets in the way of the fact that the relationship is what made the success. I do think she's addressed that, and I think she's come back and is at least rebuilding that bridge to the horse. And I don't know, I get the sense that things are going to turn the right way here, and I don't know why I get that, but I kind of feel that way about that horse and her. I don't know the next one. I can't pronounce the last name, so you go with it.
Gina Economou, the Calidor. I've known Gina for a long time. I've taught her in clinics and things like that. She's a good rider to the jumps. She sees the jumps well. I don't actually know a ton about this horse. I really don't know anything about this horse. But Gina would take her time and bringing them up the levels. And so if she has it here, she believes in it and thinks it's ready to go. And my gut says that because we don't really know it, that it is maybe the first time, and trying to gain a bit of experience. But Gina's a good rider, and we'll show it a good time this weekend.
Just a side question, Gina. She's married, is she? What was her maiden name? Is this not? Do you know?
No,
well,
this is not Gina.
I'm wondering if the girl that was out here for a little while, was she out on the East Coast for a while when she was younger? Or not?
Maybe.
All right. Well, whatever. Okay, on to the next one. Carolyn Martin.
I'm not as old as you. So I don't know. Maybe before my time,
All right. Carolyn Martin. Effervescence.
Obviously beautifully coached.
Not a chance that one's going to go well. I think poor Carolyn had her moment when she was on our Area 3 Young Rider team and won Young Riders, and since then has been trying to regain the form, but just hasn't been getting. It's a little bit, that not getting the right advice to, further yourself. But I'll have a talk with her after this weekend, and maybe she'll come to her senses.
Exactly, and she's American, so she'll fit right into your program.
Right.
So, now, look, Effervescence, in my book, it's the best horse here. It's it's terrific in all three phases. He's stunning to look at. He's a fantastic jumper. He's honest. He's brave. He can gallop. He doesn't want to hit the show jumps. He does a good dressage. Hopefully, hopefully he can bring it in. And, this would be one of the first times in a 3-star that, she could be on one of the favorites, and that's sometimes not quite as easy a spot to be in, but it's a very good horse, and she's gone very well with it, and so she's riding well, and we'll see how we get on.
Yeah, she does it. She deals well with pressure, that kid. I mean, I think she's a very good base, and she kind of keeps coming back to it when she's in those situations. So, for her, it's kind of like watching her, you're thinking in 2 years that just gonna, with all the good horses underneath her and her riding style and everything, in 2 years I think she'll start to really pay off. So hopefully she has a good weekend this weekend. The next horse, Mojito, I mean, it was a very, very good cross-country horse. It's very good on the flat. It wouldn't be, maybe the winner on the flat, but it's good on the flat. And then it just sometimes on that last day is a little bit of a little bit collecting rails in the show jumping. So be, more the experience than the competitiveness here, I would say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it goes around the cross-country like with a loop in the rein and cranks his legs, and it jumps unbelievably well. It does a really good dressage, like you said, and it doesn't do that in the show jumping. I'm not sure why, but never mind. Maddie's a young, up and coming talent in this country, and it's a great first 3-star horse, and we'll show her the ropes, look after her, and I expect big things for her in the future. I think hopefully on Saturday night she could really appreciate how great he was on Saturday and on Friday, and then you just do the best you can on Sunday and be happy with the first 2 phases.
Yeah, and I think the thing is it looks to me like the horse is actually the horse is jumping better for her. So it could just start to keep turning the right way, but they typically are. You get what you've got, but she certainly should have a happy first 2 days, like you said. I don't know, Aaron.
I did see it with her, and it definitely it impressed me with. And it's one of those. It's a bit funny because it'll jump half the course, and you think, "Holy smokes, this is awesome!" And then it'll kind of bump one, and then start knocking them over. But hopefully she's got that fixed, and and if she does, then heads up everybody, because she's here to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Erin Murphy, I don't know her horse at all. Do you have any insight on it?
She's the only person that I don't know anything about. So good luck, Erin, and we'll say some good things after we watch you this weekend.
Exactly. We'll have more information after this.
Exactly.
Well, then you must know Chloe Smith.
I do. I know Chloe well. I've taught her in clinics in California. CSI is, again, he wouldn't, she's done a really, really good job to get him to this point. I don't think he's the easiest horse. I think he gets quite strong, and, he mightn't be the world's best jumper. But he's good, and she's done a terrific job to get him as far as she has. And I don't think she'll probably quite hit the top 5 or top 3 this weekend. But Chloe works really hard. She's a young professional, and good luck to her. If I'm not mistaken, this is her first 3-star, maybe her second. What is that?
It's a fox. It just came in from outside. Would you pay attention to the show, please? I don't know what is wrong with you. Focus, Buck.
I am. I'm working on making sure that you've got all spelled and said correctly.
Right.
So,
okay. Well, so
there's lots of stuff I've got.
So
how about Jolie Wentworth?
Yeah, it's been. Yeah, but it's been I haven't seen that horse for a while. I mean, I quite liked him when I saw him, but I never got to see him do through a full competition. I saw bits and pieces basically, and it always looked a little impressive. I think she's a hell of a good rider, but something obviously is not quite maybe kicking all the way through because it doesn't look like his. He's not the one that you see every weekend out there winning.
Well, Jolie's another person that I've taught in clinics, and she's a terrific rider. And it's a terrific horse, but it's not very easy. And Jolie has a 2-year-old daughter that I know she's very proud of. We spent a bit of hacking today talking about our 2 daughters, and so she puts obviously a lot of time and effort into that, as well as her business. She does a great job coaching. I think she said she had 10 or 12 horses here this weekend. And so unlike you, she can ride and coach at the same time, and they can do well. So this horse is it's quite difficult, but I don't know. She might bring it this weekend. It's a very good show jumper, and I would be shocked if this wasn't in the top 4 or 5 this weekend.
Yeah, she is a hell of a. I mean, she's an incredible rider, and I think when they're out, being out on the West Coast, you kind of they've got a lot of good riders that you just kind of they pop up, and you're like, oh yeah, there's another one, So. All right, so let's pick a team on this because I've seen enough of you today.
I'll take Hannah's 2, and I'll take the first 2 picks. I'll just take Hannah 1 and 1A. Like that can just be one person, but be one pick, and then you can have whoever else you want.
Jesus, man, you're really accommodating, aren't you? There's 14 people. And you already took 2 of them off the table. All right, well, so I'm gonna go by. What's that?
You can have the next 4 picks. Since I took the first 2, you can have the next 4, and you can't pick her. You can't be on your team.
I'm gonna go with Copper Beach because although you are a terrible rider, it's the first one that you're riding that's not a donkey. And I'm gonna go with Sir Oberon because I just have a feeling there that's gonna turn the corner here, and I am gonna take Hannah on one of hers anyway. So we're gonna take 3. Do you think 3, or do you want to take 4?
Yeah. Why don't you take you can take 4, but I'll take Hannah with which one should I take? Which one do you want?
Let's split Hannah. So I'm happy with either, because I mean, there's not a lot of people to choose from here, and she's on 2 very good horses, and I think you'd be pretty short-sighted not to take her on something, but to take her off the table with both seems a little unfair. You choose which one you want. You know the one much better, so just.
I'll take the under suspension one.
Okay, because I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So I'll take Cooley Dream.
Okay.
And then we're going to take one more each, right? But I'm going to choose next because you did get to choose her first, and I'm taking Holly because I'm excited for her, and I'm going to support this because I think she's gonna rock that, and I think it's gonna be awesome. So I better write that down or I'll forget. All right, who are you taking?
I'm going to take. So I got Hannah. I got James Alston with Parker.
Yeah.
And then am I still supposed to keep going? I'll go with Jolie.
Okay.
And
you got 4 there.
Well, that's And I would, obviously I would want to, I'm a bit superstitious. So, I can't really take Holly, and I can't take Caroline. I can't take myself.
You're limited then, aren't you?
I am. So, and you already took Ellen, and you, I'm going to go with Aaron Murphy.
Okay.
So
I think, okay, sounds good. I like it. So then I think we were going to talk about the AACs, because you flew down and checked that course out, didn't you?
I did, and the AACs in previous years have been a complete flop, and they really haven't delivered the way that the USCA or anybody was really hoping. Times are about to change. The Tryon International Equestrian Center, I think they call it, is amazing. There has not been anything forgotten. The cross-country course, they have spent millions, literally millions, on. They put a drainage system in, and then they covered the rocks and that stuff, the drainage system, with their footing like they have in the arena. They've added some stuff called Maramichi, which is it's basically topsoil, but it's very rich in nitrogen, I think. And it's almost a black soil. It makes grass grow. And then they have put turf on top of that. And it's got sprinkler systems like a golf course, literally the ones that are hidden in the ground and then they pop up. So it gets watered twice a day. So the turf is fantastic. It went in right around Kentucky time, the end of April. It's obviously been warm and sunny in the Carolinas. But they have the ability to water it, and they water it twice a day. And you would have no idea that was laid sod. And if all the worst happened and all the sod miraculously just went away, you would still be galloping on a basically a show jumping ring. And they have big screen TVs. They've got restaurants. They've got RV parks. They've got unbelievably good stabling. Everything is thought of for not only the riders, but the owners, the grooms, and most importantly, the horses. The horses don't have to ever walk on an asphalt. There's paths for them. This will be a top-notch event, not only for the AACs, but for the Fork and many things to come in the future. But I know Mark and Jim and the whole team, Shelley, have put their heart and soul into this facility. And I know the entries just opened, and I would just tell everybody to get their entries in. It will not disappoint. It's an exciting place, an exciting venue that is here for the long haul, and it's a great place to bring your family. There's cabins to rent. There's a river. There's golf. There's a mechanical horse that you can actually sit on the mechanical horse and ride around Badminton or Burley, and there's lots of stuff for everybody to do. And I think there's 9 restaurants there. There's sushi to diners to Italian to supermarkets. It's a self-contained little city, and we'd be more than happy that they went and took part in the ACs. And I think it's a great way to grow our sport and a great place to do it.
Well, I think that the cool thing with all that is, I'd heard about all the horse facilities and what they've put in with the footing, and I talked to Jim this spring about it, when we were at Badminton, he was showing me pictures about what they were doing there, and I thought it was so that part is very obviously, it's interesting, it's great for the horses and everything, but I think you hit it on the head with the fact that you can bring your family. You can actually, instead of going and people sitting there, and I'd heard this about the area and what they're doing, instead of going there and you're watching your one kid ride, and then you sit in your chair all day wondering what the heck you're going to do next. You can actually go to a sporting event and be part of a great sporting event. And isn't that exactly what we're lacking in this country? So I think that's a big part. And it's probably we should probably do a whole show on just the preparation of the ACs on, I've entered because I want to go to the ACs, and I had heard this stuff about the horse stuff. But when I take my kids there, when I take an owner there, if I had any, it would be great for them to be in a place where they can do other things and be actually at a big premium sporting event. So we should probably cover that like really in depth prior to the ACs, don't you think?
Oh, no question. We'll definitely do that. And yeah, I mean, for owners, you don't get dusty and dirty. It's you can sit in the restaurant and watch the closed circuit TV and watch all the cross country right there. You can go out on the course. There's lots of viewing areas out on the course. Obviously, everything's so centrally located that you're not going to be stuck in the hot sun. You're going to have air conditioning. You're going to have fans. You're going to have everything that you need. And more importantly for the horses, they each have a fan in their stall. They all have. There's rubber mats. There'd be no excuses for anybody there as far as for their performance, because everything has been thought of. And the one thing about them is, they really, the organization really wants riders' input and owners' input and grooms' input to make it even better than it already is. And they've literally spent millions just on the cross country course, just the footing, forget the jumps, and made what's going to be a revolutionary product for our sport. And it's unbelievable to go out and walk on it and think that we're going to be able to gallop on it. The one thing I'll say is, which I think is great, especially in the lead up, for the big horses going to Phil, it's very hilly. And so I would just tell everybody that's coming to the AC, have your horses fit, because it's a hill. It's not excessively hilly, but it's hilly in a very good way. There's some nice long pulls and some nice up and down. There's lots of flat area as well. But it's a real cross country course. You actually go out, go someplace, and come back a different way. It's not like you're going around and around circles. And I think everybody will be hugely impressed when they get there. I know I was okay. They kept saying to me, what do you think? What else do we need? And the only thing I can come up with is that they needed a basketball court, which I think is going to get in the RV park, because they've got everything else. They've got volleyball, they've got badminton, they've got whatever, shuffleboard. You go in there, pool tables, ping pong. There's everything. And then I did go to the grocery store, and I couldn't find the baby teething medication. That's going to come too. So that or gel stuff when your baby is teething and you need to get that in the middle of the night. Good for me.
Luckily, I'm past that.
Those are the only two things I could come up with. But then there was a basketball court just the other time.
All right.
The horse stuff is taken care of, and everything for every. Did we cut off?
No, you just cut off a little bit. I think it just is a little slow catching up. But look, I think that's great, and I think we should probably wrap this up tonight, and we can discuss more on that to try and get people down there to a really big sporting event that is at its inception, which is to be there the first go round. That's going to be pretty cool, especially since it's already going to be set up to be a big deal. So great, let's have it on the calendar, and let's cover more on that later. So coming up, obviously we've got Montana. Next week is Young Riders. We had Area 3 Young Rider training camp here. The horses actually, while we were talking, I just got a text that they were loaded and happy. I thought they were supposed to leave at 10 o'clock, so I was going to go over there, but apparently they've left without me seeing them, which is fine. They're all professional enough. They don't need me. But Young Riders is next week in Colorado. I think a lot of the teams have already sort of started migrating that direction, and we'll do some preview on that because obviously, North American Young Riders is a pretty big deal, and after to follow up Montana, it's nice to have that. Nice to have things going out on the West Coast and in the center of the country. All right, so we'd love to get your fan input. So if you guys have anything you'd like to see, something you hate, I know everybody has said how much they dislike Buck and they wish I'd just go it alone, but I refuse to leave my little buddy behind, and I'm just not going to go there. And all the great things you guys are saying about me in the fan mail, I really appreciate it. And all those terrible things, well, I don't believe any of it. I mean, none of that's true. So please send in your fan mail. Give us some ideas on some things you'd like us to answer. It'd be best if it wasn't, it'd be great if you gave us some show ideas, which we've got some, but, little specific questions that we can answer for you. Happy to do. And then at some point, we're probably going to do a show where we have live interaction, but we need to be with better service for Buck for that. Anyways, thanks for joining us, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going out there in the middle of the country at the moment.
Night.